That's the worst, when we have a basic pitch shot and we flub one like that. Now, a big part of why that happens is one of the things that can kind of carry over from our full swing to the short game that we really don't want is what we've all been told about shallowing the club. Yeah, do we want to come from the inside? Yeah, we do, especially with longer clubs. The downside is if I get that club coming too much from the inside, like I did on that shot, and I come too much from the inside, that club's gonna bottom out too early. So if you look here, our biggest thing when we're hitting these short game shots is we've got to make good ball club contact, especially off just a nice little fairway lie here. If I get this club coming inside too much, you can see how this low point, that club's gonna bottom out behind the ball right there. And that's how I got that flub right there. So we want to be careful of kind of overcooking that and kind of taking that full swing part that we talked about of trying to come from the inside and hit a draw to these pitch shots. I did a post a little while ago with Scotty Scheffler and talked about, you could see the line or the path that he takes with that club, his swing plane, how it's a little bit outside and he comes a little bit across. Now, the nice part for him is that kind of matches his normal swing, so he's able to kind of do that. But we've got to be careful again of taking our full swing idea of I'm trying to shallow the club, come from the inside and hit a draw, because if I do too much of that with a pitch shot, hey, I'm gonna tend to hit the ground first. So here's what we wanna do to fix that. Again, our biggest thing is trying to get ball club contact, okay? We don't wanna hit ground first. We wanna get ball club first, okay? On most of these lies. So again, fairway lie right here. So instead of me feeling like I'm coming so much from the inside there, I wanna get set, and again, I've got this shot's about a 25-yard shot, pretty stock little pitch shot, okay? And what I wanna do is, I'm gonna try to feel when I get coming down, instead of me coming in shallow so much, I'm gonna feel like the club just tiniest bit tips over this way a little bit. So if this was going at 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock, okay, I'm gonna tip it over so it's going to maybe about 11 o'clock. From there, you can see how my hands have gotten in versus if I shallow it, look how my hands get out and I'm working more up through the shot versus down. So I'm gonna let it tip out a little bit. And then from here, I'm almost feeling like the butt of the club is kind of going to my lead leg or my lead thigh. And you can see how it's slightly coming across and allows me to get out of the way. So again, that's kind of the feel that I want to have, that it's going to tip out there a little bit. And again, I'm not trying to come way across. I'm not trying to hit some big old cut shot. I just want it to tip out a little bit so that it's just working a little bit across. And if you see that, as I do that, notice how, when I do that, how that club head stays up. And notice where the brush of the grass was. Look how much in front of that was. Look where that low point got way out in front. And if I do that with the golf ball, hey, that's gonna give me that good ball club contact. So let's try one here. So again, just gonna feel like that tips out a little bit there on my downswing. Okay, good, okay. So I control that. I felt like I got good ball club contact, ball hit, and then kind of rolled on up to that flag. And again, I've got some room here. Again, I'm still calling this a pitch shot because it's a decent amount of swing and I want to carry it over the fairway here and get up kind of over that hill. Now, I got two ways that I can kind of look at this, okay, or two things that I can help with this to help you get that better ball club contact and get that low point in front. That first part we talked about, which again, I'm going to do it all the time, is feeling that tip out a little bit. So again, I practice here and I'll feel like that tips out just a little bit. And then from there, swing on down, okay? And that'll give me that brush of the grass in front. The other one is, if I take a golf ball here, put the ball down, I'm gonna put a tee about a club head behind and a tee about a club head in front, okay? So if I take that golf ball away, I should be able to swing down. I wanna miss that back tee and hit the front tee. And again, if I get too shallow, look where that's gonna hit, and it's gonna hit the tee. So I'm here, I'm gonna do that swing and I'm gonna get it to tip out just a little bit, okay? And you can see how I hit that front tee. Look how I got the brush of the grass in front there and I missed the back tee, okay? The other one I like to use, and you can do this with a towel. I kind of like this training aid because it's a little bit easier to use and I get a little better sense of actually if I touch it. So this is from Go Sports. It's got this little space here in the middle, and this is kind of a drill like if somebody put a towel back here, but I'm gonna get set here at the front here. And again, if I come in too shallow, I'm gonna hit that plastic. So again, I don't wanna hit behind it. Again, I'm trying to get that low point in front. So it's just a way for me to see that club, get that brush in front, okay? One of the other ways I can use, you can do this with two clubs, or you can do this with a couple of alignment sticks. Again, if I was going to that flag, this would obviously be too shallow. This would kind of be right in line right there. So to me, again, I want to make sure I don't want to follow this red stick. This is too shallow. You can see how it's going to bottom out before. versus if I got here and I let it tip out a little bit. And look how that club head is coming right down that blue stick and right on through there, okay? So the biggest part here first is we want to make sure that we're not taking our full swing, especially like a driver, and trying to shallow it too much. If I try to shallow this too much, that low point gets behind, there's our chunk, okay? So first, I've got to feel when I get coming down, I want to feel this tip out just a little bit, okay? And again, it's not way over here. It's going from 12 o'clock to maybe about 1 o'clock, the club's pointing. I'm sorry, 11 o'clock, okay? And then it's coming a little bit across, okay? When I get that club there, it's much easier for my hands and body to move through the shot versus when I get it shallow, look how my upper body works back, my knees kind of bend and work into it, and there's my hitting behind it every single time. I could do these sticks to do it. I could use the training aid, and I can also do those tees. The tees are a really good one. I like doing that on a mat. It's really easy to see, okay? So again, our biggest thing here with these pitch shots is, and part of, I think the reason is we've talked about shallowing the club and trying to come from the inside. The other part is, hey, initially, what are we trying to think with this shot? Hey, I'm trying to hit it high. Well, I got a 60, that's gonna make it go high enough. But if I try to get this thing going even higher by shallowing it, again, that brings that low point back there. If I want it to go up a little higher, hey, I can open the face a little bit and I don't need to come down as much on it, but I never really want, again, I don't want this contact getting back here. And again, what we're really trying to do with this shot is make sure we avoid that chunk that I did in the first one. Because again, I'm up here nice and close. I got a chance to, maybe there's a par 4 and I can get up and down, or maybe I'm just short on a par 5 and I'm trying to make that birdie right there. So I've got to be able to complete these shots. And again, if I get too shallow, that low point is behind, okay? So with these pitch shots, let's work on our low point by controlling that club shaft in which way it comes down. Not too shallow, feeling like it tips out a little bit so that that club head can stay up and I can get that brush of the grass in front every time. If I can get that brush of the grass in front, again, I'll do it like a practice swing here. And as this tips out, look where I'm brushing it in front every time. If I can do that, I'm gonna get good ball club contact and I'm gonna be much better at controlling my distance with these shots.